Did you know that falls are the leading cause of injury and death among adults over the age of 65? In fact, 1 out of 4 older adults will experience a fall this year, and the majority of those falls can lead to complications such as fractures, head injuries, and even death. Preventing a fall may seem random and unpredictable, but with a little planning and preparation, they can be avoided. I am speaking both as an expert and a loving grandson. After breaking her hip from a fall, my grandmother's health was never the same. Her road to recovery was very difficult for us as a family, and looking back at the situation, it could have been easily prevented. Whether you or your loved one are in their home or live in a facility, there are things you can do today, right away, to prevent a fall and keep safe. We'll be going over the 5 essentials in preventing falls. They are assess, modify, equip, mindset, and exercise. Let's begin by making a quick assessment of the situation in general. You will need to ask a few questions. First, when is the last time you had your vision checked? If the answer is over a year, it's time to make an appointment. Healthy vision is a critical first step in preventing a fall. Second, have you noticed any triggers or movements that indicate a loss of balance? For example, stumbling or bumping into furniture. Has the doctor put you on any new medications lately? Have you noticed any dizziness or lightheadedness? If so, you will need to discuss these symptoms with your doctor. It's possible there are alternatives to your new medications. What about when there is something on the floor? Do you have a hard time picking it up? Are you having to hold on to something, otherwise you don't feel safe? Let's talk about your shoes. Do they fit okay? Are they too tight or too loose? Are they slippery in certain parts of your house? What about your social or recreational activities? Have you noticed you participate less either because you feel you can't or there is a sense of fear that you could fall during the activity? These are all important foundation questions you will need to ask and discuss with your healthcare professional to effectively assess your specific situation. These factors can contribute in the long run to a higher risk of falls. As physical therapy specialists, we are proud to serve families and their loved ones to come up with effective strategies to reduce the risk of falls. Let's talk first about home modifications. This sounds pretty logical at first, but when modifying any environment, it's important to approach the situation with great respect and patience. It's hard to admit we need to change for our own safety, so it's important to work slowly and take small, gradual steps to modifying the home so we can be safe. Take your time and really begin to assess your surroundings, especially the rooms you spend the most time in. Look for hazards such as loose rugs, cluttered pathways, poor lighting, or uneven surfaces. Obstacles or furniture can sometimes get in the way of common pathways. For example, coffee tables or small furniture can cause stumbling or loss of balance because they require a change in direction. Look at the chairs that are being used and ask, are they difficult to get out of, or do they require multiple attempts to rise from? How hard is it to get off the toilet or step into the shower? I know these questions seem trivial, but they are necessary to keep you safe in the long term. Now that you've identified some risk factors, it's time to slowly and gradually make small step-by-step changes. Remember, if you're not sure, it's important to consult your specific situation with a physical therapist or healthcare professional. Let's go over the most common home modifications that most people would benefit from. These are based on my experience as a physical therapist for over 20 years. When modifying your home, the main purpose is to make movements between all surfaces and spaces as effortless as possible. Make sure all the rooms in the home are well lit. This includes very small spaces like closets or storage areas. Most falls occur in small areas that are near the bathroom or bedroom. Remove loose rugs off the floor or use double-sided tape to secure all the corners of the existing rugs. Create a very clear pathway between all rooms that you use the most. This will mean removing or replacing existing furniture. It could also mean removing or reworking extension cords or oxygen lines. Consider installing an emergency alert device in case there is a fall. There are so many options on the market. You can get a monthly paid service with monitoring, a one-time upfront cost device, devices that work on a landline, or that can work through a cell phone. There are emergency alert options for all needs and budgets. Next, let's talk about some helpful adaptive equipment. First, consider installing handrails near stairs, steps, showers, or toilets. Consider a bed rail or getting a small leg platform that can elevate the height of the bed if you feel the bed is too low. If the bed is too high, consider changing the frame of the bed to something smaller. If you notice it's difficult to pick up objects off the floor, use a reacher or grabber and keep one in every room that you use the most and never take it out of that room. The shower can be made safer by some simple adaptive equipment such as non-slip mats in and out of the shower, grab bars, and a shower chair. If you live alone, you may consider waiting for family or friends to visit, so if anything happens in the shower, help is nearby. You can also contact your local fire department, advising them of your situation and that you are a fall risk. Many fire departments offer senior outreach programs, which involves firefighters visiting the homes of the elderly individuals to conduct safety inspections and identify potential fall hazards. During these visits, firefighters can also assess the individual's mobility and recommend ways to reduce the risk of falls. Next, if you're supposed to be using a cane or a walker in the home, it's important to use it at all times. The one time you don't could be the one time you fall. In addition to home modifications and equipment, it's important to adopt a mindset of fall prevention. This means staying active and engaged in your daily life and taking steps to reduce stress and anxiety. It also means staying aware of your surroundings and being mindful of your movements, such as slowing down when you walk or taking extra care on uneven surfaces. Here are some helpful affirmations you can adapt to your daily routine until they become habit. Look around the room before you get up. Use your walker or cane at all times. Go for daily walks. Make sure your shoes fit okay. Plan ahead, know where you're going before you get up. Try to participate in activities as much as possible. And my favorite, listen to your therapist. Regular exercises are the last component for what we can do to prevent falls. As we get older, our muscles naturally become smaller, so exercises becomes a necessity for our long-term health. As always, consult with your physical therapist or healthcare provider before beginning any exercise routine. Remember, the contents of this video are intended for education purposes and are not intended to diagnose or treat any condition. There are many exercises you can do at home to improve your strength and balance, which in turn can reduce your risk of falling. Perform these exercises 10 to 15 times, 2 to 3 times per day. If you feel pain, stop and listen to your body. For safety, always have a stable surface like a chair or a counter nearby to hold to while you're doing these exercises. Let's go over a few of these exercises for balance. Standing heel raises. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and lift your heels off the ground, then lower them back down slowly. Marching. Lift your knees up high, one at a time, as if you're marching in place. Side leg raises. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and lift one leg out to the side, then lower it back down. Repeat on the other side. Single leg standing. Stand on one leg for as long as you can, then switch to the other leg. Toe tapping on a balance pad. Stand on the balance pad or step and tap your toes on the ground slowly. Single leg standing on the balance pad. Stand on one leg on the balance pad or cushion for as long as you can, then switch to the other leg. Step up and step down. Step up onto an elevated platform or pad, then step back down. Heel-toe walking. Walk heel to toe in a straight line, placing one foot directly in front of the other foot. Dancing. Put on your favorite music and let the music move you. dance, this is a fun way to improve your balance and coordination. Remember, falls can have serious consequences, but there are steps you can take to reduce your risk. By assessing your surroundings, making modifications to your home, using adaptive equipment, adopting a mindset of fall prevention, and staying active with exercises, you can stay safe and healthy. Remember, assess, modify, equip, mindset, and exercise. These are the 5 essentials of staying safe and preventing falls. I would like to leave you with this. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. By Nelson Mandela. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.